back, nerds, because there is a brand new thing that I want to kick the tires on. Let's take a look at the Phoenix LiveDashboard. So if you check the news from yesterday, I logged very quickly that the Phoenix team and José Valim have announced a cool new dashboard for monitoring real-time performance for your production Phoenix system. Now, José goes into some details on Twitter in the announcement where he says that this dashboard brings you immediate insight into your Phoenix apps. The focus is on production data. Even if you're just starting with Phoenix, we added tooltips on the widgets so you can learn more about them, and if/when you should worry. And he goes on with details here. There's a streaming request logger, so this seems cool. Remember when you were diagnosing something in production? So you do a request and go grep the logs. I do remember that, to find the associated request data. Now with one button click, you have all of your own requests. This announced on just yesterday, April 15th? April 16th. So I thought, wow, let's try this out. We have a Phoenix app. We have a production Phoenix app at changelog.com, powering the website that helped us announce the news. So why not kick the tires on Phoenix LiveDashboard? And here it is. So Phoenix LiveDashboard makes use of Phoenix LiveView feature. Well, if you were around for my jam session a couple weeks back with Phoenix LiveView, we got into that a little ways, but not very far. And today we are going to do similar things, only I've done them already because compiling reasons. And I'll show you the changes I've made so far. I have, first of all, of course, installed Phoenix LiveDashboard in my list of mix dependencies, which results in a new lock file once you run mix-deps.get. I have set the signing salt for LiveView in my endpoint, and I have added the socket at /live to go to phoenix.liveview.socket module. So this is all good and working. I've already run this, so let's just get this committed. Let's just say install Phoenix LiveDashboard. Of course, I need to actually stage these changes for that to do anything. There we go. And we're clean again. So here is the code. Back to this. So we've done step 1 and step 2 already, and there's not much else to it. It says you're good to go. All you have to do is then set up a route to go to your live dashboard. So they're just having it right here on /dashboard in router. So we will do likewise. So here is my root scope. On our app, we also have some other scopes. So we have a feed scope, Slack, we have GitHub. Where's the big one? Here it is. We have /admin. And lastly, we just have this. So we're going to use this scope right here. It's already piping through browser. And we're going to add live dashboard to /dashboard. Just see what happens. There's our router. So I can load up the local version of our changelog.com website. And bloop. What? Undefined function live dashboard. Really? Why is this? And they want you to wrap that in this, huh? Maybe I need to restart Phoenix server after having done these things. Or maybe I need to alias something or import something, the live dashboard function. Maybe. Let's see. Oh, here it is. I just didn't see this line. There it is. So I don't have a live dashboard function because I haven't imported the live dashboard router function. So we'll fix that. And look at this. I already have a test for mix_env equals dev. So actually, we can probably just paste that inside here. Whoops, not slash admin. We want slash here. We'll take that out of there for now, and we'll just put it, since we already have this test, scope slash, I believe that's the syntax, yes. Pipe through browser, and try it again. Of course, I killed my server, so that ain't gonna work. Kick that thing off. Recompilation times. By the way, I wasn't the only one who was bummed about slow compile times while I'm recording. We have a brand new open issue by Owen Bickford, who's interested in improving compile times because of my thrilling adventure wherein I didn't get very much done because we have to recompile, and it compiles slowly, especially when I'm recording. So working on that. Okay, now we're up and running, so let's just give it a shot. Slash dashboard. Boom. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So here we have nodes, and I just have the no node node. You can see some system information, version of Elixir, version of Phoenix, version of the dashboard. I've got no uptime, using some memory. And then they have metrics and logger, and these things are apparently disabled. So if I enable them, they'll just tell us right here how to go ahead and do that. So how to install and configure your live dashboard metrics. To enable the metrics functionality in your dashboard, you will need to do 3 steps below. Add telemetry dependencies, define them, and configure them. This seems like more work than I'm willing to do right now. Let's have a look at the request logger and see what it takes to get that set up. Installing the request logger is straightforward. Just add the following plug. Okay, this one looks like I'm up for this. If your application is API only, which ours is not, you will not use cookies, which means you can remove the cookie key option. Okay, this one will do because apparently the plug is already there. We just have to throw it into our endpoint. So at least we'll get a little bit better. So hop back over to endpoint, and they want me to plug that. Just throw it in right here. And restart again, I suppose, probably, since we are reloading everything. And that should get us at least one of these things. Now there's also come on, baby. Where'd you go? There's also a third tab, which I didn't click on yet. Let's see if this thing is going. Oh, it's going. Webpack is apparently heating up too. There we go. Okay, so request logger is now, and there's processes. So this one we could have clicked on without any additional configuration. And what is this showing us? This is showing us the running processes, at least the top 50 out of 366. And how much memory they're using, their message queues, and what current function they are running. So that's kind of neat. Let's hop over to the request logger, which is now usable. And what can I do here? So I can access any page with this query parameter, and it will apparently log that request. Is that what the story is? So, okay. Let's go to the home page. And now let's add our query parameter. Boom. So it looks like it loaded normally, and there you go. So now it just spits it out to here. So that is pretty cool. Instead of having to go grep through log files or open paper trail or anything like that, you can make that one request, not have to worry about thousands of other requests scrolling through, And you can get the exact query output for that request right here. So I assume if I go now and get like /podcasts, this is still there. And then if I re-request it with that request logger, we expect it to be new. Yep, here it is, get /podcasts. You can see in this case, we have way less queries, and that's because we load those podcasts once, and then we don't reload them ever again. So that is cool. Now, one other thing I thought I would try is, since this thing, I'm going to use it eventually in production. Right now, we're obviously running it in development. But I thought, well, let's at least install it into the admin. So this is available for anybody. I think I'm signed in right now. Like I have a cookie. Let's see here. Yeah, so I'm currently signed in, which means I can access the admin. But if I load an incognito tab, since our only test is /dev, yeah, so anybody can access this. Fine for setting it up, but now let's try to take one extra step. So now we're going to move this into our admin. So pull it out of here. And I want to see if it inherits the rules applied in the admin scope. I would assume so. So now I should be able to go to admin dashboard. And I would expect this to load just like it did previously. It looks like it connected to the WebSocket. There's our compilation fun. There it is. But if I then try to load that up from a non-signed in session, /admin/dashboard, I would expect this to fail. Oh, bummer. Why does that work? I'm piping it through this. And the admin pipeline really just puts the layout. Interesting. Am I in the right place? I wouldn't put it past me to just have put it in the wrong place. Scope /admin. Huh. Well, that's something to look into for sure. Before I deploy this to our live site, I will definitely figure out what's going on there. So, one last step, since that didn't work. Let's go ahead and figure out the metrics. We've got time. So, metrics, get those going, and we'll call it a day. So, for here, we throw these into our mix dependencies. I'll just toss them in right there. Mixdeps.get, and we will go read what code we need to add. I did not generate this in version 1.5 plus, so I don't have those. And now I need to define a telemetry module. With this supervisor, you can define your application's metrics and start your reporters. The example below contains the child spec for a LiveDashboard reporter, as well as metrics definitions for telemetry events emitted by Phoenix Ecto and the VM. Okay, so I think the idea here is you'd be customizing this to your own app as you go. But for the sake of this, we're just going to copy pasta this sucker and throw it into changelog web telemetry.x. Change this to changelog web. Yes. Is there any other references to my app? Yes, there are. Just call those changelog. Okay. Then add to your main application supervision tree. So we have a supervision tree. It's in the endpoint. No, it's in application.x. So here is our list of children, our supervisor. We have already changelog.repo right here. And maybe I'm defining this in a little bit older style. I don't know. I'm going to try copying this style and just see if it works. Changelog web.telemetry, that's right. And I'm not sure why you pass an empty list. My guess is this is old school and I can probably simplify it if I wanted to. The last step now is to configure the dashboard. Go to the live dashboard call in your router and add metrics to it. Okay. Back to the router. Here's our live dashboard. Still not sure why it's not inheriting my authentication stuff, but I'm looking forward to figuring that out here soon. And give that a go. And we'll just see what it gives me out of the box. Restart our server. This will undoubtedly kick off our compilation routines. Yes, sir, Bob. So if we look at changelog web in the meantime, we have our authorization plug, but that's not our authentication plug. Ooh. Could not start application changelog. Return an error. Shutdown, failed to start. Changelog web.telemetry. An exception was raised. Function start link is not defined. Did I do something wrong here? Changelog web.telemetry. Start link. And that looks good. Function changelog web.telemetry.startLink is undefined or private. It does not like this. Maybe I got a typo again. Where else did we use this? That matches. What about in router? That matches. Weird. It's just maybe I started before I had saved my files. Weirder things have happened. Let's see, added a worker. I've got everything in here. Looks right. That's previous. Metrics, changelog web.telemetry. Nope, same error. Def module, changelog web.telemetry. Well, let's go back up here and see if maybe I did something wrong. Put this into lib my app. Yes. That's where we are. Lib changelog web telemetry. And I've got, I copy pasted this. There's no more references to my app inside the module that I see. It's referring to itself by module. Import telemetry.metrics. Assuming I have that as well, because yes, I did copy paste. Where is the actual error coming from? Start link 0 is undefined. Maybe I do have start link 1. So that could be a thing. Maybe this means send it 0. Maybe this means send it. Oh, it's an empty list. I'm guessing where it's different is probably in this. So here they're just sending a list of module names. So I wonder what would happen if I just do this. Will that start? And also, I could generate a new app, mixphx.new. In fact, hello might even be one of those. Let's see. It is. And hello. Where's the application file? See how they're doing it here, children? Yeah, this is just a list of modules. So this is just a more complicated form, which maybe is passing the arguments the wrong way. Oh, that's correct. Okay. So that should allow us then to get metrics. There we go. Metrics. And nothing, of course, because there hasn't been any queries or anything since I've started the site. Let's browse through a few pages here. News, posts, podcasts. Let's click on JS Party. It's a little bit slow. I wonder if that's because it's doing the metrics or what. Here we go. So here we're getting query total time, query decode time, query time. These are the same, maybe? I don't know. Idle time, etc. So that's neat as well, but obviously this will require me to go in and actually add counters that make sense and things that we'd like to track as metrics. So pretty cool stuff. You got overall system information. I read in Jose's tweet thread that you can change nodes if you have multi-node app up and running. The metrics are pretty easy to get at. You can look, I guess, apparently inside Phoenix's application, inside the VM at large, and then, of course, inside the changelog application. You got the request logger, which is really cool. I'll use it just for this, even if I don't use it for anything else, because that will make troubleshooting in production much more straightforward. Process monitoring and more. Pretty cool, especially for a first release. When we check out the Phoenix framework, Phoenix LiveDashboard, we can see that it's still very much early days, and I'm sure they are listening to bug reports, listening to feature ideas, and this is pretty cool. If you already have a Phoenix app, I don't see any reason, as long as you can figure out how to get it inside some sort of authentication, which I'm sure wouldn't be too much work. I don't see any reason why you shouldn't give this a try. Phoenix LiveDashboard, kicking the tires. Let me know in the comments, A, What am I doing wrong on auth? B, are you going to use this in your application? Why or why not? C, would you watch a video of this going out to our production site and looking at some production data? And D, there is no D.